Welcome back. People are clearly latching on to companies where they've managed to deliver or beat estimates. So take a look at HDFC AMC. That stock reported decent numbers earlier this week, and the stock has been gaining for the last 4 consecutive sessions. It's rallied nearly 17% so far this week. And even today, in an otherwise very dull and bleak market, it's seen some amount of buying. There you can see in the last 4 days, there is buying. Mangalam was also earlier talking about Colgate, where the 4% volume growth was in line with market estimates. That's seen some buying. And take a look at ACC. That's another one. It's reported a strong set of Q2 numbers. It's beaten street expectations. The stock has moderated a bit from the top of the day, but still higher by nearly 2.5%. Sonal is here to tell us about the numbers. What looks so good, Sonal?
Actually, it's the EBITDA per ton, which looks really good. In fact, it is at a 7-year high. Overall, also the numbers are a top-down beat in terms of revenues. They have increased around 8%. They've come in at 4150 crores. We were expecting a number of 3900 crores. EBITDA per ton is up 26% on a YY basis. It has also increased 54% on a sequential basis and is the highest number in last 7 years. So that is something that is actually motivating the stock right now. Margins, they are a big beat. Came in at 18.9% versus an expectation of 17.7%. Profits are also higher by 39%. That is because the finance costs are lower and the other income is higher. Brokerages, they have given a thumbs up to the numbers. CLSA, in fact, has raised the target to 2050 versus 2000 earlier. They have raised the EPS forecast by around 3 to 4%. They say the other key driver will be the cement pricing and that needs to be monitored. Nomura, however, has a neutral rating on the stock. They say that more price cuts or discounts are something that are likely because of lower demand. However, they continue to believe that cement cycle is in an up move phase right now. And Citi has a buy rating on the stock with a target of 2175 rupees per share. However, they say that volumes and pricing were higher, but the costs also were higher. So that could in future also put some pressure on the stock. Back to you.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's talk about the Talwar Twins, because both of them have seen some intense selling pressure in the last 2 days, locked in lower circuits of 20%. Mangalam, it's the pledge which is spooking the street?
Looks like it is the pledge. In fact, Reema, it is a cocktail of problems, because over the last couple of trading sessions, we've seen consecutive lower circuits on both Talwar Fitness as well as Talwar Health Clubs. Remember, Health Clubs is the gym business, while Fitness is the service business, where they have that Pune club as well. Not just the pledge. If you take a look at their performance over the last 2 quarters, the earnings haven't shown much respite. And at the same time, so that's 38% now, not just 33%, because the stock has seen a lower circuit decline on Talwarkar's Fitness. So yeah, we've been talking about how the company's earnings has not been doing too well. And then we talk about a consumption slowdown. Gym is a consumer discretionary product in which we have seen some bit of disappointment. Over and above that, we have a debt for both the companies, which is combined at around 720 crores. And how does that compare with the combined market cap of the companies? Both the companies together have a market cap sub 300 crores. So the debt to market cap of both those companies are in excess of 2. And then comes the final point. After this, weakness that we've seen in the stock prices, as far as both health and fitness is concerned, we see the promoter's stake. That is sub 40% for both these companies, Talwar Health as well as Talwar Fitness. And along with that, we have both these companies. There are pledges of 77% and 74%. So low promoter stake, high debt, high pledge, and weak financial performance perhaps impacting on the stock price. I believe we have with us the director of Talwarkar's, Mr. Gawande, joins us. Mr. Gawande, 2 days of a decline on both your stocks, 40%. I have seen that you've given to the exchanges that there has been no fundamental change in the company. But could you tell us whether it's pledged shares being sold in the open market?
Yeah, good morning, Mangalam. Good morning, Reema.
Good morning.
Yeah, I could hear what you were saying. So the first point you were making to the viewers is about pledge and pledge possibly coming in the market. As of just now, as I speak just now, there has been no pledge which has been invoked. So this is the position as of just now. We do not believe any of the major shareholders, from whatever we have been able to accumulate as data, may have sold any shares. So we have no reason to, and which is why we have given a stock exchange statement yesterday evening, Mangalam and Reema, that we have no reason to know why it has happened. Actually, last week we opened our club in Pune and we have about 300 members who are registered in the last 1 month or 1.5 months. This is a state-of-the-art club which was opened in Pune. Our famous August monsoon scheme starts shortly I think, in the next 1 week. So in whatever is the market and the economy, we have been doing business in the normal, actual way. So we have no reason to know for the sudden and unprecedented drop in yesterday and today both.
Mr. Gawande, morning. If you could just tell us what is the current debt on the company's books, and is there any plan to bring it down?
Mangalam has put it rightly. Okay. The debt is approximately right. I would not have the data with me.
But 700 crores approximately?
Yeah, that would be. Also, Rima, what has happened is all these are long-term debt being serviced on time. Okay, we are rated as a A-rated company. So as far as we are concerned, this is debt which is in the normal course of business.
Okay. And you're not facing any cash flow issues in servicing your debt?
If we would not be in the A-rated category, right?
Okay.
Mr. Gawande, if you could tell us, at what price were these shares pledged, and what was the reason for the encumbrance of these shares? Because
sure, I can tell you that.
Yeah,
I would not remember the price, but I can tell the reason. I can tell the reason which is easier. Okay, because price is a volatile moment, as we can see in the.
Yeah, which is what brings us to the worries.
So I'll tell you what the decline. About 18 months back, prior to the demerger into the, I don't know, we call them the Talbert Twins now. Anyway, that's what we call them. The promoters increased the stake from 33 to about 38% by putting in money into the company as a preferential allotment. And for that purpose, they borrowed money and put that money into the company so that the equity in the company goes up. This was the only actual reason for which the pledges were created.
Okay. And is there any plan to bring down the pledge? Would the promoters look at bringing down their stake, raise some money to reduce the pledge?
So separately in one of the companies, we own about 120 to 140 crore rupees of property. The club property separately is worth about 100 crore Rima. And one of our subsidiaries, Sarva Yoga, has recently done a $5 million placement at a valuation of $22 million. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to figure out if there are ways in which any sort of encashment can take place on that, so that we can use that money to reduce debt, okay, and reduce the leverage on the balance sheet.
Mr. Gawande, it's interesting that 18 months ago you borrowed money to increase your stake, and now your stake at 38% also stands reduced in terms of overall monetary value, given the sort of decline that we've seen in the stock price. So at these levels, would you look to pump in more money and up your stake further from 38% to slightly higher numbers?
Let me answer it differently, Mangalam. We have shown earlier our propensity of what we can do, correct? Mm-hmm. I don't want to answer something on a speculative basis because that is not my place to do so. I wanted to talk to the channels, particularly CNBC, because all sorts of wrong rumors flow around. And you had a specific question which I answered very specifically. And I'm sure that answers many of the concerns which investors or the channels may have had.
Okay. Mr. Gawande, just to get some more details, because clearly this debt as well, the debt being higher than the market capitalization of the company post the fall, plus the pledge is worrying the street. What is the debt repayment which is due, say, in the next 1 year?
Unfortunately, often I would not know, Rima, but my answer is all these are term loans, long-term debts or debentures.
Okay. And
so let me answer it that way, yeah.
All right. And are you facing any sort of consumption slowdown? Because it seems quite ubiquitous now, this consumption weakness in India.
See, gymming or doing gyms, okay, is a discretionary spending technically, though I don't personally agree with it. I believe that you need to exercise to stay fit for your body and mind both, okay, and we are in both parts of it, which is gymming and yoga, okay. So as far as we are concerned, we believe that it is important people continue doing it. Nevertheless, because of the recent downturn in demand, people do become discriminate in terms of the number of months they become member for, and sometimes they do delay becoming members. We would have got a very, very accurate idea of what is happening in our August scheme, but which has still not started. So unfortunately, I cannot give you real-time data till that scheme starts.
Mr. Gawande, last question before we let you go. In the last two trading sessions, we've seen a near 40% decline in both the Talwalkar Twins stock prices. And with promoter stake being sub 51% at around 37 to 38% for both the companies, do you think this makes the company susceptible to takeover offers from other people who would be looking to expand into this space?
Well, I'll answer it in a different way. Talwalkar as a brand originally started in 1932. Okay. We have been at it for a long time. Okay. The promoters on both sides, Talwalkar and our side, are committed to running this company professionally and do as much as we can. What has happened in the last 24 hours, which you will agree with. So to give a speculative statement based on that would be inadvisable. And I would rather that we continue doing well in the August scheme, show the performance and go ahead.
Okay, just one final question, Anant, from my side. You spoke about how the company is planning to, look at some avenues to pump in money to reduce the debt. What is the amount that you're looking to raise or rake in to bring down the debt? Do you have a figure in mind?
Rima, frankly, there are these two and many more options which we could look at as a possibility. As of just now, as I explained to you, the company has adequately paid on time everything. So there has been no reason for us to think that something is, I said, this stock market fall has caught us as much as by surprise as anybody else's. So I'm sure we'll find ways and means of doing that, Tima.
All right, Mr. Gawande, thank you so much for stopping by and giving us this clarification. So that was the management of Talwalkar saying that no pledge shares have been invoked in the markets yet, not particularly aware of the reasons why there has been a stock price decline in both the Talwalkar twins, but does say that there has been a bit of a slowdown as far as consumer discretionary spending is concerned. We take a short break, come back and we talk about the earnings that are coming out today. We give you a preview.
कार्स 24 में मिला मुझे मेरी कार का बेस्ट प्राइस। कार बेचनी हो तो कार्स 24।